Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we have two very interesting stories, at least I think so. To start off, this all happened all the way back when I was in second grade. Now, what our school did, they would bring these giant lunch bags for the entire school. They weren't lunch bags, they were like snack bags, and everyone in that classroom would like sit down and take one snack. Well, there was like 5 kids absent that day, so they were passing out these oranges, and I don't know if I was malnourished or what, but I really liked oranges. So I had one, took one for my friend, and there was like 3 to 5 left in the bag. And I asked my second grade teacher if I could have another orange, and of course, she said no. So a few minutes went by and it was time for dismissal. So after I asked her if I could have an orange and she said no, I was walking around the room a little bit, and we had these computers set up, and we always had I think it was Moby Max it was called. So I sat down and finished my homework for that day, and it was almost time for dismissal. I asked her again, second grade me thought she'd say yes, but for some reason she said no, even though there were still 5 oranges left, and in my little mind I was like, oh, they're not going to use these. So she had us all line up in the line leader, and we had to follow this line leader, and I was in the very back of the line. I think they had these different roles. There was the line leader and the person in the middle of the line, holding up the quiet sign. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I was the caboose for that day. Well, the bag of oranges was on this couch by this list of presidents. I remember that list of presidents. And I was standing back there, and everybody was looking forward, including the teacher. So I put my hand in the bag, took an orange, and I had this really big, absurdly big coat, and it was the middle of February. And I opened up this pocket right by my nipple, and I put the orange in so it looked like I hit puberty on one side. It was really weird. I don't know what I was thinking. And she turned around and said, "Ethan, what are you doing?" And I said, I'm just looking at the president's list. Did you know Andrew Garfield was a president? Kid you not. That's exactly what I said. And then she obviously saw that I hit puberty on one side, and she said, "Hey, did you take an orange?" And I said no, and she asked 3 times, and then she finally made me unzip my coat pocket in front of the entire elementary school class and made me take out the orange and put it back in her hand. Now, I don't know what happened to that orange, but I hope it got eaten, because those oranges were freaking great. This second story is pretty good. It has to deal with me eating 150 erasers in one sitting in a 3rd grade class. My teacher always had these pencils sitting on the counter, and I don't know what 3rd grade me was thinking, but I'd go over, take a few for the day, sit back down, and have a good little snack time. At this time, I don't know why they stopped the lunch ladies giving out the snacks, but at this time they did. A year later, maybe they were on me taking an orange. It was crazy. They gotta stop. Anyway, so I'd always sit down there and eat these erasers. I probably had 5 to 10 a day, and our desks were really weird back then. Well, I guess they were normal. There was the top of the desk, and then underneath was the little cubby section where you put your notebooks and stuff. I'd always eat the erasers, chew them up a little bit. I'd swallow some of them, but then the other ones I'd throw back in the desk. Well, anyway, our 3rd grade teacher always had assigned cleaning days where we'd clean our cubby, and then we'd go in and clean our desk, completely clean. So luckily my mom had a dentist appointment day scheduled for me, and I never went to school that day. But it was the funniest thing. We were sitting in the doctor's room, and my mom got a phone call from the 3rd grade teacher, and she answered it, and she told my mom about the hundreds of erasers I had eaten, because my teacher was nice enough to clean my desk for me, and oh my goodness, that must have been rough. She found, I think it was around 150 broken pencils without erasers on them, and then chewed up little erasers inside of it. And now my mom was unbelievably mad, and rightly so. This would have been so embarrassing. So I was broke, and my mom, what she would always do, she'd give us $1 for every A we got on a test. So I probably had a whole $2 saved up. Now I had to save up enough money to buy our 3rd grade teacher 500 new pencils. And I am so glad I wasn't there that day. I probably would have been humiliated in front of my whole 3rd grade class, just like my 2nd grade class. I did not have a good elementary school experience. If you enjoyed these short stories today, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps with the channel, and you can always unsubscribe later.